See something. Say something. Fucking do something. Trump rewrote it, man. That saying I would see at airports of the 2 million plus miles that I've flown in my life. I would see that sign everywhere. Do people say anything? They see it, but they don't want to get involved. They don't want to get involved. Very few people will actually say something, and even less will do something. Now, what was better? The movie A Few Good Men, I believe it's called. Jack Nicholson, when he said, "You can't handle the truth." You're fucking right, I pulled the code red. Well, that's what Trump did. Somebody should put that in AI, and instead of Nicholson's image, put Trump in there. You're fucking right, I called the code red. Awesome, man. Awesome. And I want to give you a heads up. I have Iranian friends that I spoke to before he pressed the button. And I'm going to tell you, they have family still in Iran. And I didn't want to argue with these people because I've known them for over 40 years. And they've been in the United States over 50. And they didn't like it at all. I was shocked. So I kind of backed off because I didn't want to ruin our relationship and go through a debate of who's right and who's wrong. Because his family is still there in Iran. And I asked the question, well, hold it here. Didn't your family immigrate from Iran over 50 years ago? Where's your loyalty to the United States? Your kids and so on didn't want to be discussed. Because I'm sure he's afraid of his family and the beauty, my understanding of Iran and so on. But you got to talk about the regime. I'm sure that his father saw the regime coming in, so he saw something, he did something. See? He didn't say anything. He saw it, the father saw it and went, got to get the fuck out of here, and did something. Immigrated to the United States. It's really hard, man. And, you know, the media, I can't believe it. And the next day, I don't know what it was, they were talking about they missed the mark. Do you really think they went in there to kill people? No. There's no report of casualties. Unbelievable. Now, you see the graphics and you see where the bomb went in and it exploded in multiple places and so on. You know, you can't believe anything, but I'll tell you this. I believe that Trump did what he had to do. I think he gathered all the information. I think he did what he had to do, and he had to do something. And he pressed the code red, and he was completely responsible, as he mentioned. But here's the thing that I believe, because there's so many references to God, that I really believe that President Trump prayed on it. I really do. I really do. And I also believe that he did it for our future. I'm talking about our grandchildren, his grandchildren, and so on. President Trump, this is a side job for him, man. He rewrote history. People are going to be talking about Trump for many, many decades, okay? Now, I really want to mention about Iran is not the total package. The total package of allies include countries such as China, Russia, North Korea, and others. And for them to take on Israel teamed up with the Americans. Now, how long has this been going on? Since Ronald Reagan, 1980, Iran's been discussed. I was never aware of Iran until my mentor brought it up to me years ago, an Italian mentor and uncle. He said, you know, Rock, the biggest fear the United States got is Iran. And I was like, I never hear about Iran. But think about all the people that have been talking about Iran and trying to negotiate, trying to pussyfoot around, including Reagan, the Bush brothers, boys, father and baby, Clinton, Obama, Biden. Trump comes in there. Even at 45, he was forewarning them. You got to remember, he was in the minor leagues. Trump was in the minor leagues at 45 because he didn't have the right people. That interim presidency, those 4 years during Biden, he was learning the whole game. And he found out who the players are, not only domestically, internationally, and so on. Why do you think he goes out and picks a guy out like General Raising Cane? What a great name. General Raising Cane. And listen, they kept it so fucking quiet because they know there's leaks. And the Democrats, they're even still talking about they missed the mark, we should impeach him. He can't do that. He can't press the button. Are you shitting me? Do you think Trump doesn't know what he's doing? After all this legal jargon? Unbelievable. And you know what I keep thinking about? They tried to fucking assassinate him. They didn't assassinate all these previous presidents except a few shots at Reagan, another Republican. Everybody else, nothing. Who pulled the trigger on Iraq, Afghanistan? Because of personal vendetta with the Bushes. Look at your history. I don't even know history. I'm just saying, I'm looking back now going, holy, I'm 71 years old. I'm starting to see what happens. Why? Because I care about the future of my grandchildren. And my family, they're not as conservative or Republican or independent. Some of them are left. Some are Democrats. Most Democrats, I believe, were raised Democrat. And they have no clue. And what I like about Trump also is he's thinking about the United States. He's thinking about manufacturing. He's thinking about jobs. He's doing what he promised. And I've said that on my YouTube for a long time. Think for yourself. My father used to say, fucking A, just think for yourself because no one else is going to take care of you. What do you think Trump's doing? Who's getting in the foxhole with Trump? 50% and 50% are haters. But they couldn't stop him, could they? They couldn't stop him. Now, what's the consequence? The consequence is, I think he waited out. He prayed about it. He didn't know what was going to happen. Didn't know if the Operation Hammer, Midnight Hammer, I believe they called it. Didn't know if it was going to be successful. What's the first thing they say? He was unsuccessful. They don't think about a solution. A solution. And this is our president. This is about the U.S. Oh, think about FAFO. Fuck around, find out. Now, let's talk about NATO. Let's talk about oil. Let's talk about gas, minerals, resources. Let's talk about Russia going, holy shit, we picked the wrong horse. China, oh fuck, we picked the wrong horse. That's going to affect our oil and our gas. Fucking right it is. Do you know that Trump has a resolution or solution to anybody that cuts us off in oil, gas, and minerals? Fuck, man. They're all going to come to the tariff table and start asking for forgiveness and let's cut a deal. They know it. Listen. Go to YouTube. Listen to these people around the country, especially Israel. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you, Mr. Trump. The people. The people. Now, the ceasefire, I don't know what's going to happen. Trump doesn't know what's going to happen. But think about the pressure that's on this dude. And if United States picked the wrong horse in Harris and the Democrats, do you think they would have made this decision with Code Red and the tariffs and making the United States stronger? We're fucking badass, man. We're fucking badass. Now, do the countries hate Trump? They could, but they still got to be sensible. They got to be sensible for their people. This is not a vendetta. This is not revenge. Trump has just taken what we've already earned in the United States. Now we're no longer going to be taken advantage of. So there's no problem. There's no problem. Now, is he going to get really busy about Code Red since he's already done it? I don't know. But I think he's a man of integrity. Forget about the past. This guy learned a lot of lessons. And so have I. At 71, he's 79, I believe. He's learned a lot. I've learned a lot. And business taught me a lot. Who to trust, who not to trust. And that's what Trump has learned. Not only in business, in countries. And he's looked back at the history. He's looked back at all the documents. He's read about them, I'm sure. And he's got top-line advisors. These top-line advisors believe in the United States. And by the way, they're already talking about who's his successor. Think about that. Everybody's pointing at Vance. It could be Rubio. It could be Vance and Rubio. It could be Vance, Trump VP. You never know. So I'm just saying, man, see something, say something. And take the Trump Code Red decision. Do something. I'm sure they saw all the things, the consequences that could happen. And I'm sitting there thinking about, what's Trump? Could he really get any sleep? Is it true that he sleeps alone? I wouldn't doubt it. I do. Do I make big decisions? No, not anymore. Not anymore. My decisions are my health. My health. But I just had to go on record, man. This guy is one badass. And how's it reflect on and reference towards divorces and business and so on? Hey, get the facts. Get the facts. Find out what's going on. Take your time. Think about it. Talk to your advisors. Then at the end of the day, you got to make your own decision and live with it. In other words, you got to call your own code red. Just like Jack Nicholson had to call it in the movie A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. You're damn right I call the code red. That's fucking leadership, man. That's fucking leadership. And he took all the credit except for the successes. If it was a defeat, he'd go just like any other good coach and owner. It's on me. There was no other choice, man. And we didn't have, thank God, we didn't have Harris and Biden and that team in there. They'd still be thinking about the first 100 days. What are we going to do? We'd be in so much fucking trouble. So Trump is one badass, man. Fucking one badass. Now, I'm a selfish prick. I wish we had Trump to negotiate the Vietnam War. The American War, as the Vietnamese call it. We wouldn't be in this position. But you know what? We all learned a lesson. We realized that from Truman all the way through Nixon, they're a bunch of losers. Bunch of indecisive pricks. I'm sorry I have to say it. Okay? And I don't want to go any further than that, except that I'm a Trump believer. And after this decision, sure, I'm in the stock market. Sure, I'm in business. I worry about tariffs and my clients' tariffs and so on. But at the end of the day, I believe in what he's doing. Why? Because I have discipline and patience, and I think strategy. I'm aware of plan A, plan B, plan C. What if, what if, what if? At the end of the day, you still got to make a decision. And most people don't make decisions. So going back to divorce. You want to get a divorce? Get a fucking divorce. But understand there's consequences. You got to live through them. And there's going to be decisions to be called. Financial, emotional, psychologically, kids, all that shit. And then, as I mentioned, it's a long-term deal. There's a history there when you go through a divorce. I have a history. I have a history of 2 marriages, 2 divorces, 2 annulments, a lot of money, a lot of stress, nothing compared to what Trump went through in that foxhole. And by the way, he can handpick his advisors. So can I. But it's a shame when you're betrayed. It's a shame when somebody fucking throws you under the bus or makes trouble for you, like some of them are trying to do with Trump right now. But to go back to Vietnam and have a settlement on Vietnam in an agreement, throwing Kissinger in there versus Nixon calling his own shot, well, we know where Nixon is and what he fucking did. Trump is saying, I'll take this. I'll take every fucking bullet. In fact, they tried to assassinate him a couple times before his election, the second time around. Think about that. And is somebody pointing? They're threatening him right now. Is he afraid to get in front of the cameras every day? No. Reagan walks out, gets shot at. All these other guys, think about who started the fucking Iraq war. Afghanistan. And who ended the fucking Afghanistan and the way it went down with Biden. Oh my God. And that was all. And by the way, we lost these wars. We lost Vietnam, Iraq, and so on. All a bunch of idiots. All a bunch of fucking idiots. And gave up our people, our equipment, money, for what? Trump goes in there. This is what we're going to do. By the way, this is what we did. No casualties. On to the next step. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what Iran's going to do. We don't know what Israel will do. We don't know. Trump can't call that shot. Trump did what he had to do for the United States. And I'm telling you, this is going to have a great opportunity for negotiations for the tariffs and the economy of the United States. Everybody said, and Trump said it'd take 18 months to 2 years to straighten fucking Biden's mess out. No, it's going to be shorter than that. And we are the fucking power of the United States, man. And that's not to be arrogant. That's not to be conceited. It's basically, hey, listen, let's be humble. Let's do the right thing for everyone. Let's be fair. That's what Trump is saying. Let's be fair. But the United States comes first. The United States comes first. So as I mentioned before, the signage at airports that I've seen for many years. See something, say something. And I always thought, well, fuck, man. Do I really have the courage to say something if I see it? Or, I'm going to be honest, I'm afraid to say something because you might get fucking shot. You don't know what people are going to think. I mean, I'm driving in Florida. You know, you don't know if you're going to get shot. You got to be really careful. But what I like about Trump is he did something. He saw something. He said something. He contemplated what's the best thing to do. And he did something for the United States. If you want to call it the code red, it is. It was. And now the aftermath comes in. You're going to see the haters, the supporters. You're going to see everything. But it takes time. But Trump, according to all these countries, what they're having to say, he is the king. And it's not Trump. It's United States with that fucking power. So FAFO is the real deal. And people are going to learn. I think once Ukraine and Russia, can you imagine what Russia's thinking right now? Holy shit. We were supporting Iran. We picked the wrong horse. They're going to think twice. And Trump's not threatening anybody. It was a good way to send a signal of FAFO. And also Ukraine. And if Trump thinks a good trade, what's fair is mineral rights, it's going to be talked about. And Russia might even cut a deal. China definitely is going to cut a deal. They have to, because their resources are limited. We're more domestic. That's what Trump is working on. So another thing that I thought about during this decision that Trump made was what Reagan did. He went on record and said, tear down that wall. And what did that do for the world? Oh my God, United States. Badass. And what did Trump say? Build that wall. It's just not Mexico. Building that wall is going to be our security. United States. So let's rock and roll, man. Every day is something new. That's what I love about my career. Every day as an entrepreneur. Up, down, all around. And overall, that's what Trump does every day. And I pray every day. The Proverbs and the Psalms. And I go back and what did Trump say today? I'm not looking at these countries. I'm looking at what Trump's, this is chess, as they say. He's not playing checkers. This is chess. And he is so fucking far ahead. Because he's got goals and legacy. I just pray nobody hurts the guy. because we need him and we need his brain, and God is supporting him. There's no doubt in my mind. And that's why I'm so happy to hear him talk about his king is God. So that's pretty cool. So that's my message for today, man. You know, start thinking about, but there's always a consequence. Think it through. And don't do things that are going to hurt other people. Basically, what's going to be best for your family and your country. So, as they say, see something, say something, think it through, and fucking do something. That's what I'm doing here. I'm going to do something about it because I saw something, I'm saying something about it. And for me to say, hey man, I like this guy's strategy in every direction. Business, family, God, safety, military, countries. Beautiful thing, man. Okay, God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Very soon. Pull the code red. Don't be afraid.